The idea for Prime Minister's Question Time was an interesting one, and credit must go to my former manager of National Radio, later controller of radio, Rector Matello. And Rector realized that we had a new Namibian constitution, and in that constitution, quite specifically, it lays out freedom of expression. And what Rector was trying to work out is how can we make that constitutional freedom of expression become a reality. In other words, how can we persuade Namibians that they are now free to express themselves? You must remember, we came from apartheid, we came from a war, we came from a propaganda war, a media war, we came from repression. We came from a society which in many ways was the opposite of what we have now and the opposite of what our constitution said, a society where you were not allowed to express yourself, and if you did, you stood a good chance of getting arrested and going to jail or worse. So we're moving now from that repressive society to an independent Namibia with freedom of expression. So what did that mean and how did we put it into effect? We came up with two programs. The one was called Chat Show, which was an open phone-in program in the morning. And then we approached the then Prime Minister, Hage Geingob, and approached his office with this idea of a program where every week he would answer questions from listeners who would write in. We realized that not everybody had a phone or opportunity to phone, but those who didn't would have then an opportunity to engage with the Prime Minister through writing a letter. So that's what we did. And to be honest with you, I was pretty negative, and I didn't think he would go for this at all, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to prepare answers for a half-hour program every single week on the program, 52 weeks a year. That's a lot of work, and this is a busy man we're talking about. But he invited up to his office, and we spoke to him and his team, and he agreed to do it. And I'll never forget, the reason he said he wanted to do Prime Minister's Question Time, I would have thought would have been so I can speak to the nation and I can tell everybody what the government's policies are, blah, blah, blah. No, his reason was that it would enable him to hear what the country was saying about his government and his policy.